Dear brothers and sisters, let us continue the book reading Reality at Dawn, written by Babuji Maharaj, chapter Religion. Another form of worship commonly thought to be more advanced is to sing or recite in chorus lines in praise of the god or goddess they worship. People assemble together in parties and at late hours in the night sing in chorus at the top of their voice, disturbing the calm atmosphere of the night. They think that they are thereby discharging a pious duty of injecting, as they say, into the ears of as many as they can the sacred name of God. Not only this, they sometimes even make use of microphone to broadcast the sound. They are totally unmindful of the discomfort or inconvenience it might cause to persons who may possibly be in need of quiet repose after their day's tiring labor or illness. It may at the same time be offering serious disturbance to those who practice meditation in the calm hours of the night. Moreover, the practice as generally followed today is of no great utility in our spiritual progress, and subsequently no substantial gain is derived therefrom. The chantings of the Sankirtanis may be compared more appropriately to the groans of a sick man who only offer him a temporary consolation but do not actually relieve him of the pain. So these chantings are of no avail to them except that they are charmed by the effect of the sweet melody which helps draw their thoughts from the time being to the idol in view. Now, whatever we think or contemplate produce vibrations within. When these vibrations multiply, they create power which gushes out with a sound. The vibrations carry with them the effect of thoughts and feelings of individuals. So, the pious effect of the pure minds in the company is likely to be spoiled by the evil effect of impious minds. The undesirable element must therefore be kept away if full advantage is to be derived from these performances. Such was the practice followed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who held Sankirtanas, congregational chants, with the party consisting only of those thoroughly known to him for goodness and pity. The performance was therefore conducted behind closed doors and no outsider was allowed in. Sankirtana, congregational chant, in fact does not offer means of preliminary advancement but is rather helpful only to some extent after sufficient advancement. It is most effective only when conducted in a congenial atmosphere overflowing with pious thought. It may also serve as a recreative change after serious mental practices. Moreover, unfortunately, today the ideal too kept in view during these practices is not the highest. In most cases, they remain all along in close touch with the idea of gods in the physical form, keeping in view their gross body and activities. The effect of this gross conception is nothing but internal grossness and opacity which they inhale all along during the practice. A gross conception will necessarily keep you within bounds and limitations, and final approach or absolute freedom can never be possible. This is the reason why, in spite of years of practice, they find themselves at the lowest level of attainment. They are, so to say, searching everything in a stagnant pool where even oxygen necessary for the upkeep of life is wanting. They have made such a pool their permanent abode. Proper light is needed to make pearls. what we must strive for in order to secure absolute freedom from bondage is to become the lightest and the finest, closely corresponding with the godly attributes and securing complete similarity with Him. The nectar of a real life is for Him and Him alone, who brings Himself up to the standard required for the purpose. Here, Babuji Maharaj is saying about the people who think that the way of worship, what they are doing, is even more advanced. That is, the singing or reciting in chorus the lines praising gods and goddesses. People, they assemble together in parties at late hours in the night, and they sing in chorus at the top of their voice by disturbing the calm atmosphere of the night. And they will not even mind for that. They think that they are thereby discharging a pious duty of injecting, as they say, into the ears of as many as they can the sacred name of God. They feel that as if they are doing a sacred job. Not only this, sometimes even they use microphones to broadcast that sound. See how much disturbance they are creating to the people. They are totally unmindful of their behavior, and they are not bothered even the discomfort or inconvenience that is causing to the people who are in need of rest after the whole day's tiring labor, or even for the people who are suffering with illness. And at the same time, it is a serious disturbance to those people who practice meditation in the calm hours of the night. Usually some yogis or advanced people, they will practice their meditation during the calm hours of the night. Further, Babuji Maharaj is saying that this kind of practice is generally followed by people, that is, joining together and singing in praise of God loudly in group, is having no spiritual importance, because they are nowhere helpful for their spiritual progress, and also consequently no substantial gain is derived therefrom. And these chantings of the Sankirtanis can be compared more appropriately to the groans of a sick man. See, usually when a man falls sick, so just to have some relief from that sickness, that person starts groaning. So that groaning will offer him a temporary consolation, that's it. But it will not cure his disease. Just it gives a temporary relief from the pain. Similarly, the sweet melodious voice of these chantings will take the people's thought for time being to the ideal in view, and they cannot reach the real goal of human life. Whatever a person think or contemplate, it produces vibrations within. When these vibrations multiply, they create power which gushes out with the sound. The vibrations carry with them the effect of thoughts and feelings of individuals. So, the pious effect of a pure mind produce pure vibrations, and the Sankirtanas thus delivered by them will be pious. If such people in the company of impious minds, if they sing such pious Sankirtanas, then those things will be likely to be spoiled. So, the undesirable elements must be there, be kept away during Sankirtanas, if at all one want to have the full advantage of the Sankirtanas. Swami Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was practicing this kind of Divyanama Sankirtana, that is congregational chants, with the party or people who are having goodness in their heart and pity. And they were also thoroughly known to him. During Nama Sankirtana performance, he used to close the doors and no outsiders were allowed in. That was the atmosphere, because the atmosphere where such Divyanama Sankirtanas were rendered should be pure, and if it is rendered in a impure atmosphere, then its effect will be spoiled. And these Sankirtanas, in fact, are not for the people who are in preliminary stage of their spiritual sadhana. Rather than, it is helpful only to some extent after sufficient advancement. So, it is most effective only when conducted in a congenial atmosphere, that too overflowing with pious thoughts. So, this Sankirtanas may also serve as a recreative change after serious mental practice. See, for the seekers of reality, after their persistent perseverance, their internal condition will be just like a desert, complete dryness, no water, nothing. In such cases, these Nama Sankirtanas will act like a drizzling. If it drizzles even in the desert, it is a matter of great relief for them. So, after continuous practice and advancement, these Nama Sankirtanas will serve as a recreative change for them. But unfortunately, today, the ideal which has been kept during these practices is not of highest level, and in most cases they remain all along in close touch with the idea of gods in the physical form, keeping in view their gross body and activities. They start praising the gods and goddesses, keeping in mind their costume, their beauty, their jewelry, all those things. They will describe each and every thing, the grosser thing of those gods and goddesses and their activities. And they will sing these Sankirtanas. As a result of this gross conception, what happens? It is nothing but the internal grossness and opacity, which such people inhale all along during the practice. And a gross conception will necessarily keep such people within bounds and limitations. And for them, the final approach or absolute freedom is impossible. This is the reason why, even after years of practice, they will be in the lowest level of attainment without progressing further. And for them, Babaji Maharaj is saying that they are, so to say, searching everything in a stagnant pool where even oxygen necessary for the upkeep of life is wanting. See, even oxygen is also not there to live. In such a stagnant pool, they are searching everything, whatever they are aiming at. See, this is the pitiest condition. And they have made such pool their permanent abode, their permanent residence. They made it that. They don't want to come out of it at all. See, to make pearls, what is needed? Proper light is needed. If light is not there, how can you expect a pearl to form? Similarly, so whatever the practice we are doing, the path we are following, if it is light, then only we can achieve that absolute freedom from bondage. Until and unless the means of our practice is settled and closely corresponding with the godly attributes, securing complete similarity with God is not possible. See, if anybody is aiming to secure the absolute freedom, then he should closely correspond with the godly attributes and secure complete similarity with him by subtler means of practice. So, Babaji Maharaj is saying the nectar of real life is for him and Him alone who brings Himself up to the standard required for the purpose. See, if we worship subtler things or object, then we can achieve the subtlest state of condition. Until and unless it is not possible. So, dear brethren, if at all we want to taste the nectar of real life, then our means and object of worship should be the highest. With this chapter concludes, and let us know more aspects in the forthcoming satsang about the second chapter, that is the goal of life. Till then I take leave. Pranams. Namaste.